It is precisely 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and you find yourself staring blankly at the television, completely overwhelmed by a heavy, suffocating exhaustion that has settled deep into your bones. You slept for a full 8 hours last night, took a brisk walk in the morning, and ate a perfectly balanced breakfast. Yet your limbs feel like they are made of solid lead, and a persistent, frustrating fog thickens inside your mind. For months, you have been quietly telling yourself that this crushing tiredness is just a normal tax you pay for collecting birthdays, a natural and inevitable consequence of crossing the threshold of 60. But deep down, in the quietest moments of the day, a subtle, cold fear is beginning to take root because your instincts are whispering that something is fundamentally wrong. What if this persistent, daily draining of your life force is not aging at all, but rather a silent, ignored alarm bell ringing from the deepest corners of your vascular system? Most seniors never realize this until it's too late, spending years of their precious retirement trapped in a state of needless exhaustion because they have been conditioned to blame their birth certificate for a biological breakdown that is completely reversible. We are repeatedly told by society to simply lower our expectations, embrace the slow fade, accept the daily afternoon naps, and just push through the chronic haze that robs us of our joy. But the shocking truth about what is actually hijacking your physical energy might catch you completely off guard, as it has very little to do with your actual age and everything to do with a quiet, invisible breakdown in how your body transports oxygen and processes cellular waste. In a moment, I'll explain why this matters so deeply and how an incredibly simple, completely overlooked adjustment to your morning routine can suddenly clear the fog and bring your vibrant, energetic self back to life. If you are completely tired of feeling like an exhausted spectator in your own life and are ready to reclaim the fierce, joyful vitality that you rightfully deserve, please take just a single, quiet second right now to subscribe to the channel and give this video a gentle thumbs up. Here at Dr. Silas Redford Wellness, we are profoundly dedicated to uncovering the hidden truths about aging gracefully, safely, and with an abundance of natural, vibrant energy, and joining our close-knit community today ensures that you will never have to navigate these complex health mysteries alone. Consider the deeply moving story of an elegant woman named Evelyn, a retired librarian from Ohio, who used to cherish every single moment spent chasing her bright, energetic grandchildren around the local park and volunteering at the neighborhood community garden. Shortly after celebrating her 67th birthday, a heavy, unyielding shadow of exhaustion quietly settled over her life, making the simple, everyday act of folding a basket of laundry feel like she was running a grueling marathon. Her primary care doctor ran a series of standard routine blood tests, patted her reassuringly on the hand, told her everything looked perfectly normal for a woman of her age, and gently suggested she accept that she was simply slowing down. Evelyn left that medical clinic feeling profoundly defeated, entirely isolated, and terrified that her active, independent years were officially over, completely unaware that a hidden biological enemy was actively draining her cells from the inside out. What doctors rarely explain is that as the human body moves past its 6th decade of existence, the microscopic, delicate pathways that connect our major organs begin to experience a dramatic, silent shift in how they communicate with the bloodstream. We are trained to look out for giant, terrifying diagnoses like heart failure or advanced chronic illness, but the most devastating, energy-robbing shifts almost always happen in the quiet, completely invisible, microscopic corners of our daily physiology. Your body is an incredibly sophisticated, beautifully resilient machine, but when a highly specific internal highway begins to narrow and clog, the very first distress signal it throws out to warn you is a heavy, relentless, and unyielding fatigue. But what happened next shocked researchers who began conducting specialized, deep-dive cellular studies on older adults who complained of this exact same type of perpetual daily exhaustion. They discovered that a staggering percentage of seniors suffering from chronic lethargy were not actually suffering from a lack of sleep, poor nutrition, or a lack of personal willpower at all. Instead, their internal systems were trapped in a terrifying state of localized cellular starvation, meaning their tissues were utterly incapable of converting the clean food they ate and the fresh oxygen they breathed into actual usable physical energy. And the worst part is, the standard traditional advice of drinking more fluids, taking random over-the-counter multivitamins, or forcing yourself to exercise through the fatigue can actually place a dangerous amount of stress on an already struggling heart. Think about how deeply frustrating it feels to wake up in the morning already anticipating your afternoon rest, feeling as though you are constantly dragging invisible, heavy iron weights behind you wherever you go. You might find yourself uncharacteristically snapping at the people you love most, gradually losing interest in the hobbies that used to make your heart sing, or constantly worrying that you are permanently losing your sharp, quick mental edge to memory decline. It is an incredibly lonely and isolating place to find yourself, especially when well-meaning friends and family members tell you to simply cheer up, get a little more rest, or try a new morning coffee brand. But staying with me through this vital explanation will help you clearly understand that your daily fatigue is absolutely not a personal failing, and it is certainly not a permanent sentence you just have to silently live with. The mainstream medical establishment frequently overlooks a truly profound structural shift that occurs within our delicate blood vessels and digestive tracts as we collect more candles on our birthday cakes. We are led to believe by flashy health advertisements that if our iron levels are stable, our vitamin levels are adequate, and our thyroid function falls within standard boundaries, then our daily energy levels should be completely flawless. This is a highly dangerous, widespread myth that keeps millions of older adults unnecessarily trapped in a vicious cycle of physical suffering, mental depression, and accelerated biological aging. The real, hidden cause of your daily exhaustion very often traces directly back to a silent, slow-burning type of internal inflammation that quietly suffocates your vital organs from the inside out, completely blocking energy production. When this specific type of internal inflammation takes hold of your vascular system, it acts exactly like a thick, heavy, suffocating blanket thrown over a struggling campfire, slowly starving the bright embers of the oxygen they desperately need until only cold, lifeless ashes remain. In our younger years, our bodies could easily and effortlessly extinguish these tiny internal fires before they caused any noticeable harm, but after 60, our natural defense mechanisms require a very specific, highly intentional type of support to keep our metabolic fires burning bright. Without this precise intervention, your heart, your liver, and your brain are forced to work twice as hard just to perform basic, resting daily functions, leaving you completely spent and exhausted by the time noon arrives. Imagine trying to drive a beautifully engineered, high-performance luxury vehicle with a vital fuel line that is 90% clogged with thick, dark debris. No matter how premium the gasoline is that you pump into the tank, the engine will inevitably sputter, shake, and gasp for air. That is the exact molecular scenario occurring within your physical system when hidden inflammation and cellular starvation quietly take over your body's internal architecture. You can drink all the caffeine you want, try every exotic supplement on the market, and attempt to sleep for 10 hours a day. But until you clear that microscopic, clogged fuel line, the crushing exhaustion will remain completely unchanged. Fortunately, turning this draining situation around and reclaiming your youthful stamina does not require expensive medical treatments, complicated prescription drugs, or radical, highly restrictive lifestyle shifts that completely steal the joy out of your golden years. The human body possesses an absolutely incredible, almost miraculous built-in capacity to heal, repair, and completely regenerate its cellular pathways at 60, 70, and far beyond, provided it is given the correct, precise biological signals. By making a few highly intentional, gentle, and incredibly easy adjustments to your daily morning routine, you can immediately begin to clear out the accumulated cellular debris, rapidly extinguish those internal fires, and allow your natural, vibrant energy to flood back into your system. Think about how beautiful and liberating it will feel to wake up tomorrow morning with a perfectly clear mind, a light and agile body, and a genuine, deep sense of excitement for the day ahead of you. Picture yourself effortlessly walking through your neighborhood park, engaging in rich, laughing conversations with your family, and staying completely awake, alert, and engaged past dinner without that heavy, desperate need to close your eyes. This high level of physical health, mental clarity, and youthful freedom is absolutely not a distant, unrealistic dream. It is a very real, scientifically proven possibility that is entirely within your personal reach starting this very week. I strongly encourage you to share your own personal experiences with daily fatigue and aging in the comments down below, as your unique story might be the exact spark of hope or validation that another member of our global community needs to read today. If you found a sense of comfort, clarity, and genuine direction in these words, please take a moment to share this video with a dear friend or a loved one who might be quietly struggling through their days with their own mysterious energy loss. Remember with all your heart that growing older is a profound, beautiful privilege, and you possess the absolute, undeniable power to make these chapters of your life the most vibrant, peaceful, and energetic ones yet.